Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I am Kiera. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is all about things I wish I knew before I started my spiritual journey. This is going to be my personal experience, so you may have had or have different experiences with dealing with your spiritual journey. Everybody's spiritual journey is different, like I'm going to talk about in this video. But if you are new to my channel, like I said, I am Kiera. Make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on so you don't miss when I upload videos. Also, give this video a thumbs up if you like this video. Also, leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this video, or if you have started your spiritual journey, any experiences that you have had. I'm not going to hold y'all too much, so let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first thing I wish I knew before I started my spiritual journey is that it's a lifestyle journey, a lifetime journey, and once you start, there's really no end destination. You have to be committed, but you also have to understand that sometimes you're on and sometimes you're off. Like, you're not going to always be constantly like just strictly on a spiritual journey. Sometimes you fall off, not in a way that you stop doing what you like, practicing your daily things and stuff like that, but sometimes you just fall off. It's not all sunshines and rainbows when you're going through a spiritual journey. It's actually the complete opposite. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. Think of it as like a roller coaster. This moment right now, I'm doing really great. Like, I'm in a good mood. I'm going through like a self-healing journey right now, so I'm like at a part of like a good mood type of vibe, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I'm at my all-time low and I'm just sitting here crying or just sitting here journaling, not feeling it, not want to do anything, feeling unmotivated, all types of stuff like that. So you have to understand that this is a lifetime journey. There's no end destination, and you pretty much have to understand it as if my journey is my journey, your journey will be your journey, their journey is their journey. You cannot compare yourself to other people, because when you do that, you'll feel like you're lacking something, or you'll feel like you're not doing it right because you feel like they're doing it better than you, or they're doing it different than you. And everybody go through different things. Everybody's not going to experience the same thing when it comes to a spiritual journey. And what looks like a spiritual journey to me may not look like that for you. You may be into something completely different, because we are different people. We are living different lives. So when you think about a spiritual journey, just always remember, which I wish I would have knew in the beginning, is that it's a never-ending journey. Like, once you start, it's like you're always going to go through something and have to get through something. So you're never going to just be done and completely healed. And you know, it was a saying that I heard a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was like a post or if it was like an actual video. If I remember, I probably would try to like link it somewhere or something. But basically it was just saying that the more you learn, the less you actually know, or something of that state, something of that area, whatever. But that quote sticks out a lot when it comes to a spiritual journey, because the more you learn, it's like there's always some more that you thought you knew but you don't know, because everybody don't know everything, of course. Even like my biggest example is with astrology. Like, the more I study into astrology, the more I realize I don't know about astrology. It's like a rabbit hole that just gets deeper and deeper and deeper. You learn one thing and then it leads into a different rabbit hole, a whole different rabbit hole. Like, everything is just always changing. There's always more to learn. So when you think about your spiritual journey, you always have to be ready to learn and open to learn, because it's a never-ending journey. You're going to be on it for the rest of your life. And when you are like at a certain age, like right now I'm 26, so you may be at a different age, but right now in the area of my life that I'm in now, I'm going through a certain part of my spiritual awakening. And when I turn 30, I might be at a different place in my life, so I'm gonna go through something completely different, if that makes sense. But you just always have to be prepared to, once you get on a ride, you just gotta ride the wave, and you just gotta learn how to cope with your emotions, cope with like how you handle things, and cope with your life the way that you feel best. That's why, like, the older you get, the wiser you become, because like as you get older, you'll learn how to handle it more. I honestly wish I would have started this like type of journey when I was younger, but everything happens for a reason, and it wasn't meant for me to be on this journey until now. But you just have to understand that wherever you are in your life is where you're meant to be, and you will eventually get to a better place, but then there's always more for you to learn. Another thing that I wish I knew before I started my spiritual journey is that it's very lonely. It gets so lonely. Once you start your spiritual journey and you start self-healing and things like that, you start working on yourself, doing your shadow work and all things like that, you start to realize that everybody is not deserving of your time. Everybody doesn't deserve to be around you and drain your energy. Like, that's one thing that you will learn first. You do not need to be around any and everybody, because everybody is not of your best interest. So you have to learn to be by yourself. And I think that's one of the hardest things, because when you're going through like a spiritual awakening, it is so hard, because you have to do your own inner work, and you don't have people there to tell you how to heal yourself. And I'm not saying that you have to cut everybody off, but when you're going through a spiritual awakening, it gets lonely as like you lose friends, you lose just you just lose people. And it's not even that you like really lost them, it's just that you start to be into different stuff, or like you start to not entertain certain things anymore, so people just naturally not want to be around you. Not that they like don't want to be around, it's just I feel like you just start to grow apart from people, and it gets really lonely. For me, I want to have friends, but I also don't just want to be friends with anybody, so it gets really lonely when I feel like I don't have somebody to talk to about certain things. Dealing with a spiritual, like with your spiritual journey, it's certain things that like I'm doing as far as like crystals and tarot and stuff like that, that some people that is in my life that I love dearly don't understand it, so it's kind of hard to talk to them about it because they don't understand it. So, and it feels like I'm just talking to a brick wall, or I'm just like talking too much because it's so much information that I'm trying to share because I don't get to express myself. That's another thing that like, it's kind of like just having somebody to talk to. So I journal a lot. I talk to myself a lot, and I don't care if I look quote unquote crazy. I talk to myself all the time because why not, you know? You definitely have to take time for yourself. You have to take self-care days. You have to take time to just do nothing, meditate, even just doing something just for the fun of it and not for like the benefit of like social media or the benefit to make money. You have to do stuff just for the pure enjoyment of doing it. That's one thing that you can do when you get lonely. I can't even explain the loneliness like I want to, because it's just a different type of lonely. It feels like more like isolation in a way. Like I said in the beginning of this video, everybody's spiritual awakening or spiritual journey is kind of different, and you go through different phases of it. I've went through a lonely phase twice so far. Right now, being alone doesn't bother me. At a certain point, being alone just kind of made me feel isolated, feeling like I didn't have nobody in my corner, like stuff like that. And I know I have people there for me. Like I said, like it's kind of hard to talk to people when you feel like they're not understanding what you're talking about. So you kind of have to find like people that actually understand you. Like I said, you have multiple spiritual awakenings. You will definitely have to learn yourself all over again. You have to unlearn toxic patterns and toxic traits that you have within yourself. You have to admit your wrongdoing, and that, I think that is the hardest thing, is actually admitting when you were in your own way. It's one thing to blame one person for, you know, being in your way, but it's a whole nother side of it when you actually have to own your own bullshit. Like you have to step up and own your shit. Like that is, I think, one of the hardest things that I don't really hear people talking about. Like you actually have to own that shit. Like you have to, when you make a mistake or you made mistakes, you have to own it. It takes time, because sometimes it actually hurts more to own your own bullshit than to blame it on somebody else. That's one thing that you will have to do. And I wish I knew that. I mean, that's not like really a wish I knew, because like obviously that's just a part of growing up. Yeah, that's a part of spiritual awakening, but that's just a part of growing up as well. That is one thing that I've noticed, and I guess I'm kind of maturing as well, so that probably goes hand in hand with my spiritual journey and like maturing at the same time. Another thing that I wish I knew before starting my spiritual journey, and this is probably the worst of them all, is the sleepless nights. I'm actually getting on a schedule right now, but for the past few months, I have literally had trouble sleeping. It went away, then I got back on the schedule, and then it just happened recently where I was just up all night. It was points where I would try to like reset my sleep schedule. I also have these like darkening curtains in my room now that I got, and I was kind of thinking like, what if the darkening curtains are like the reason that I don't wake up, because it like doesn't let sunlight in. And I feel like sunlight waking you up is one of the best alarms, because once it's bright outside, it's like, okay, it's time to get up, you know? And my room just stays pitch black until like I open my curtains. Maybe that is a reason, like maybe I need to do away with these curtains, but I love them. I don't know. The sleepless nights really, I think that's the most annoying thing, because I honestly want to go to sleep. I don't want to be up all night. It's like my brain be on race mode or something. I'm at a point now where I actually try to lay down at 8 o'clock and then try to be asleep by 10 so that I can wake up at 5. I'm off to a good start right now, and I'm super proud of myself, because I feel like I have more energy, but I feel like I'm coming out of that part of like my spiritual journey. Like I said, it's like a lifestyle thing, so you have to just be prepared to ride the wave. So and that is just like one of the things I feel like is like really annoying that I wish I would have known. But other than that, I feel like, you know, everything else is cool, but the sleepless nights are really annoying. Another thing is you have to be careful with all the information that you take in, because some stuff, even though it might be true, when you're starting off your spiritual journey, you cannot take in all the information at one time, because it will freak you the fuck out. One thing that I wish I would have known when I started is to stay off of TikTok. Spiritual TikTok is just not it. Like, if you are new in your spiritual journey, I mean, if you just cutthroat and stuff don't bother you, stuff don't scare you, TikTok may not be a problem. But for me, TikTok was the hugest problem. Forever just scrolling, and TikTok will continue to push the same type of videos, conspiracy theories, and all this kind of stuff. Next thing you know, it's 2 in the morning. And that's probably why. Well, this was like at the beginning, like when I first started. I don't do this anymore. But TikTok really had me like kind of freaked out, because it was just too much information at one time for me. A little mini story time. I did do the starting my spiritual journey video on my main channel. I probably need to update that video, but just a little quick story time. When I started my spiritual journey, I just dove right in. Like, I didn't think about it, which is why I'm making this video. I didn't think about it too much. I just like kind of just dove right in. Like I said, I was on TikTok watching all these videos. I'm also into astrology. I want to study astrology and things like that. So I was like studying, like looking into astrology. I was also looking into spirituality, because I feel like they go hand in hand. I think I got like freaked out from all the TikTok videos, and I was getting kind of like paranoid about certain stuff. And I just had to like take that. I just stopped watching the TikTok videos, and I just kind of put a halt on like the spiritual side of things, like crystals and, you know, psychic gifts and stuff like that. I kind of just put a hold on it because I was kind of like nervous about it. And that is one thing that I wish I would have known, like just to take baby steps. I actually had a conversation with my cousin on her spiritual journey as well. And she was trying to get me to into spirit guides and things like that, and I told her, no, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it. I literally told her, don't say nothing to me about nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about your experiences, because I'm gonna be freaked out, and I didn't want to talk about it. And it took me some time to actually get into it, and then I started to on my own time. I am still kind of afraid of some things, but I'm just, like I said, I'm taking baby steps. So that's one thing I wish I would have known in the beginning, is to take baby steps, because it's your journey, not everybody else's. And just because everybody else is at this certain level of their spiritual journey does not mean that you need to try to catch up with them, because that's not how it works. I don't watch the videos of people saying why they stopped their spiritual journey, because I feel like that's just going to influence my decisions on things. But I have watched the videos of people commenting and reacting to those type of videos. Not actually like reaction videos, but just like people commenting on, basically saying people are like diving in too deep, doing it for the aesthetics and stuff like that, and not doing it for themselves. So I try to stay away from those type of videos as well. That's something that's not something I wish I would have known, because I actually do that just off rip. But like, just a little word of advice: if you are starting your spiritual journey, just try to stay away from things that are like, if you feel uncomfortable, you don't have to do it. Like, just because someone is into crystals, that crystals doesn't have to be a part of your spiritual journey. Tarot doesn't have to be a part of your spiritual journey. Astrology doesn't have to be a part of your spiritual journey. You do what you want to do because you want to do it, okay? You don't have to do everything like everybody else. It's your journey, and you're in control of your own life and your own journey. And the last thing I want to talk about, as far as spiritual journey / spiritual awakening, is psychic gifts and psychic abilities, which I'm still kind of new to. But one thing I wish I would have did a little bit more research. I'm actually doing research now, but I wish I would have done more research in the beginning to know a little bit more about it. I don't know. I don't know if I have them or not, but I'm also not trying to tap into it too soon, because I'm not ready for that yet. So I just try to stay away from that kind of stuff. That's why I want to do more research on it, because I don't want to tap into something that I'm not ready for, I'm not prepared for. But that is one thing that I will give a word of advice. If you don't feel like you're ready for something, then you just take your time and take baby steps. But yeah, this video wasn't that long, but I just wanted to kind of share my experience with starting a spiritual journey. This is not my full experience. If you want my full experience on some things that I have experienced, I would definitely do a video on it. But this is just some things I wish I would have known, just some minor things. Not everything is in this video. If you want a part 2, just let me know and I will definitely upload a video. But that is the end of this video. If you made it to the end, I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Also leave some comments down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Also, comment y'all Instagrams down below. I did start making a new Instagram account, and I would love to follow y'all on there. So if you are into your spiritual journey and things like that, or even beauty, because I love to look at beauty content as well, comment your Instagrams down below. Let me know any future videos you want to see. Also, make sure you are subscribed with the notifications turned on, and I will catch you on my next video.